over the years, Kogi has not really been a force to reckon with nationally when it comes to sports. We easily and readily brag about solid mineral deposits, right?
Yeah.
Brag about uh, tourism potentials, brag about human resources, especially within the academic setting,
Agriculture.
agriculture. And over the years, it has not really been part of our culture to brag about
Sports.
our sporting potentials. However, when you look back, Kogi, whether with our support or without our support, has produced great talents in virtually all fields within the sporting sector, from football to the coaching to volleyball, handball, and name it.
Field events.
If other field event, God bless you.
Sunday Bada.
Oh, very good. And I remember that as at 2015, around that 2015, between 2015 and 2020, thereabout, you hardly see a national football team. Either the Super Eagles or the age grade, or this under 17, under 21, that you won't find at least one Kogi
Kogite.
indigene in the national team. Out of 36 states, you see one Kogi indigene.
Yes.
There was a particular World Cup we had Jumon Shanewa, Shola Amoebi.
Yes.
The last Nations Cup in Super Eagles, we had a goalkeeper from Kogi State,
Yes.
Leke Ojo.
Leke
Yes.
Ojo. No, Leke Ojo.
Now we keep on producing all this over the years, but we have never really celebrated our sport heroes, and we are yet to even come to terms with the fact that that's one of our strong competitive advantage in the nation.
Yeah. At national level.
Yeah, you see most of the community development associations across Kogi State. When you look at women in Kogi State, when they do fundraising, start to build to add to existing school
Projects.
structure, health infrastructure,
Water project.
water project,
The
maybe
sports.
security.
Building of palace.
Sports, nothing.
Nobody talks about sports.
Given little or no priority.
Yet we know some countries that generate lots of revenue
from sports.
sports,
Transport. Yes.
create massive jobs from sport. If Saudi
I think sports,
Arabia,
then you see that such countries, sport is their only means of revenue generation.
oh yes,
The thing is, in this part of the world, we don't see sports as an occupation.
oh yes,
Okay, you're into football, you're a footballer. You're into any field event and athletes. We don't see it as an occupation. Whereas some people, they're happy. Yes, I'm a table tennis player.
yes.
I am this, I am that.
Oh,
And-
can we say we don't take them serious?
We don't take it serious. You see
We
somebody that is involved in wrestling, that fights wrestling, is a wrestler. Yes. And this occupation has made some of them world number one, African number one.
Place them in the
The-
spotlight.
yes.
Can you imagine that with all the riverine communities we have across Kogi State, Lokoja, Ida, Kotunkarifi, Bagana,
Ibaji.
but Ibaji is
Ibaji
purely,
class.
and you look at the talents in swimming, local swimming talents. Even here in Lokoja, check out how people swim. And you now begin to imagine that even at the national level, we can't be dominating swimming competition, not talk of even international
Talking
level.
about that swimming. In the past, you see people, they will go to that riverside.
Yeah.
They'll sit comfortably to watch people swim.
Yes.
But at the national level, we're not there.
Even at the local level, is there any swimming competition going on in Kogi State?
Yeah, you see,
No, that is just the truth.
it's just what I said earlier. You see, we did take it as an occupation. You see, in other parts of the world, like the Western world, you see people swimming for money.
Swimming
They
for
swim
money.
and they
Swimming
get
as
money
a profession.
as a profession. You took first in a swimming competition. There's
A
a gift attached to it.
A lot of money.
But here, maybe we swim to catch fish.
of course, we swim to catch fish.
Or to escape when you are being pursued
Yeah.
after committing a crime somewhere.
Or maybe if there's a disaster, God forbid, you swim to rescue.
To rescue.
Well, so actually, when you look at the whole issue, I remember when I was growing up, I had someone lamenting about how his potential, he couldn't feel his potentials in sports. They were even inviting him for at the state level, I think as an athlete. And the father would tell him that to run, come and run in the farm.
Hmm.
You understand? Come and
Yeah.
run in the farm. You go to the farm, do what you're running there, then you go to school. So he ended up just being a civil servant. He's retired today, but it was another wasted
With the talent.
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 Talking about potentials, in the let's compare the past and the now. When in the past we have a lot of people that are at the national level now, and in recent times we've not had much talent being harnessed to fill some certain space.
Well, coming to Kogi State actually, and looking at the back, looking back at what we have achieved before, either with or without motivation. Some years ago, when it comes to handball
Mm.
in Nigeria, you talk about Kogi teams.
Yes.
So now you talk about the either handball team or you talk about the Sun handball team. That's why today you still find old handball courts in most of these communities I talked about. But if you go to either now and check the handball court, Stephen Achema handball court, they use it more for social functions. If you have reception, come on there.
Wedding
If you
reception.
go to Istanbul, the handball court there is purely for rodents and
No,
reptiles.
it's it, that
It's totally
the
overgrown with weed.
that of Isonlu as at the last time I went there was a good avenue for open defecation.
God bless you.
I see goats.
So nothing is happening there again. All dead. Talk about beach soccer. Just in recent years, when beach soccer started gaining prominence in Nigeria,
Yes,
Kogi team was dominating the national
was taking
competition.
the lead. Yes,
Our own players were the main players in the Nigerian national team.
yes,
And at the African, at the continental stage, they were
yes,
dominating. Boys from here.
yes.
Well, I don't think we can boast of that again. I don't think so. Use phone, the youth sports, whatever. They used to organize competitions around. We hosted one like 10 years ago, thereabouts in Kogi. They identify and develop young talents, but there's no support anywhere. You understand? We've lost all our past glories. When Ankpa Leopards was a force to reckon with, when you have Ida United, the Kenya United, we have the Kabu FC in Kaba, and we have all this KEFC, Adabi
And then
FC.
they used to have this competition, and WSP, okay, they go on. It was a sight too.
But however, I'm not just going to say the star story. There are some other positive signs
Yes, yes,
over
yes.
time. Because when you mention Adabi, one thing readily comes to my mind that the immediate past chairman of Adabi local government was able to restructure a team and set up a team that are now playing professionally within the Nigerian league system.
Yes.
The Kogi Pillars
That should
FC.
be
Kogi
Lusty.
Pillars. Kogi
Yeah,
Pillars. Kogi Pillars.
Lusty
yeah.
Boys.
Lusty.
They are playing professionally, recognized by the NFF. Their names are professionally registered with the NFF today. And they're still playing.
Yes.
We also have the Igala Unity FC. Think Igala Unity FC, if I'm right. They're playing at the NLO. But all the good ones we used to have, they've all faded off.
But
I've
that
not
that
replaced
that
them.
that
I've not
that
replaced
Igala
Not
FC,
replaced
that
them.
Igala FC, I know that there are some things. There were some things they did before they got to that level.
Okay.
I give this kudos to Coach Kamal. He has tried. He has been able to sustain the Gala Unity Cup. I think the Gala Unity Cup is a league that has been consistent in Kogi State.
Consistency.
And see the level at which he has taken these boys to now. The truth of the matter is, in the history of football in Igala land, in Kogi State, Coach Kamal has written his name in gold. In gold. And but look at our secondary schools, our primary schools. If the measures are not put in place to allow all these children
To catch
to
them
have
young.
interest
Catch
in
them
sports, there's no way we will still remain in where we are now. Okay, which primary school, both private and public, can
Standard,
be proud that they
standard
have
field.
one or two PhD teachers?
Okay.
Before you can even have a PhD teacher, maybe you have a space for that.
They don't.
You
Most
have to
of
have a space for sporting activities. Most schools don't have that.
at all.
Well, she's right.
Yes,
Yes.
most schools don't
Most
have
of
that.
whether public or
How do you
private.
catch them young when
For
there's no
okay, now,
space provided
let's
for
separate.
such things?
Let's separate some of these things. When missionaries came, they built schools, right? They didn't just build classrooms. They also
Made provision.
made provision for sporting activities,
Activities.
because they know that that's what gives you complete education. Okay, but you discover that even those old schools, starting from here in Lokoja, I don't want to mention their names, but we know them. The schools that were handed over to us by the missionaries here in Lokoja, good there. They used to have expansive field where the students play, and even people who reside close by come around during the weekend to also try to discover what talent they have in various sporting activities. Today, go around these schools. Most of the fields have been converted into something else, totally different
Different
from sporting activities. We have different structures coming up, from religious structures to official accommodation and whatever. And to make matters worse, the new schools, especially private schools, that are being given license to
Approval,
operate,
yes.
approval to
To build
to build
To
and
operate,
run
operate.
yes.
and to operate in school, they don't even have
at all.
fields at all. The only thing you have is swing, slide, and what have you. They just have what they call playground. One small place.
Non-functional
Play-
too. Some are not even
playground.
functional.
Some are, God
Playground
bless.
where
Some are
you
not
will see
functional.
somebody convert one bedroom to a school.
Oh,
They will just partition, put one or two chairs, and
That
say
one is
they are
another.
running a
It's
school.
another
that one is even
special day.
another thing entirely.
But-
We still have some schools, even private and public, that still have, but you discover that these things are, maybe there's a deliberate conspiracy to destroy sports in Kogi State. I don't know. It is not a government thing, but individual things
I
that
can't
are
say it's a
happening,
deliberate. I
It's-
think
it's-
they
it's not.
don't know.
and they don't value.
They don't value
Yes.
it. It's one thing for you to see the value of a thing, then you key into it. Sporting activities is something that Kogi State don't have. I think they don't have passion.
I
Do you,
think
do you say we don't really have
Passion
passion?
for
no,
it.
I
no,
don't think
no.
we don't
You
have
see,
passion.
if you let's look at it this
We
way.
don't have passion for the development, but we have passion for the games.
No, let's look at it this way.
Okay.
Kogi State Ministry of Youth and Sport Development
Okay.
is the ministry that is in charge of sports in Kogi State.
Oh yes.
But you see, youth development, sport development, they are two different things.
Of course.
But the ministry will only focus
On youth.
on youth,
And leave
living sports. And it is this same sports that will make this youth to be self-reliant.
And that we unite the youth.
Another platform for creating jobs for people now is sports.
Sport, yes.
See, whatever you don't value, you can't appreciate it.
You
We
can't
don't
develop
value
it.
sports. That is why we don't appreciate it.
And we can't develop it either.
You know, football has changed from what it used to be. Sport generally has changed from what it used to be. But I'm just looking at football being the number one, whether we like it or not. Though there has been undue attention on football, allowing other segments of sports to suffer.
Yes.
But let's just use football as case study. Football has evolved from just being a recreation. It's a full-blown business,
Yes.
creating jobs, employment opportunities, guaranteeing investors huge and handsome return on investments. It has grown from what it used to be. If the richest man in Nigeria is still tinkering with the option of buying a football club abroad,
Yes.
that should tell you something.
Yes.
That this guy is smart.
Yes.
It's putting his
If-
mouth.
Yes.
Even he regretted.
is-
The man regretted that he didn't buy one of these
club.
England clubs. So yes.
God bless you. Now, when you look at this issue, we still need to come back home. That one's a national issue. There will be a national template. Look at what Saudi Arabia is investing into football
Yes.
and other sporting activities.
See people
You
living
think
in Europe, going to
going there
Saudi
and
Arabia.
imagine the amount they are
Yes.
paying them. You think it's just because they have money?
Mm-mm.
No, it's because they
The
are looking into the
investment it
future.
attracts.
They are looking into the future. If you are a football enthusiast, 3 5 years ago, do you consider watching Saudi League?
Yeah, for,
But in recent
Right
time
now.
now, even if you don't watch the entire match, you go and watch the highlights online
yes. Yes.
because Ronaldo is playing there, Sadio Mane is playing there. They are bringing the big names. They are investing consciously.
Mm,
You understand my point? Because a
yes.
lot of Arab billions have gone to Europe. They have invested into clubs in Europe. They also
They're
want
bringing it home.
investment to come back
Yes.
They're
to their
bringing it
own.
home.
You see, before the end of the immediate past administration in Kogi State, the former governor Alhaji Yaya Bello, His Excellency, hosted ex Super Eagles player here in Lokoja at the Confluence Stadium, and they played against members of the State Executive Council. You see, that day, before that, a day before that day, and even after that day, it was as if the whole of Lokoja
Lokoja
was
still-
shut down.
Still.
The hotels where the players were lodged, they will make money, and that money will remain in where? In
Revenue.
Kogi. Maybe if the hotel is even struggling to pay their workers before, they'll be able to pay. People that had that Kanu Wako,
That travel
DJ
from
Okocha, different people are coming to
local
Kogi.
government.
They will come from not only local government, even from Abuja, Lagos, everywhere
Neighboring
they will
states.
come. These people will lodge in hotels. They may not come with their cars. They will enter a public transport. Those people, the transporters too, will get money.
Apart from that, the people that sell food will sell.
Yes.
People that sell drinks will sell.
Yes.
Different marketers.
Imagine now that, okay, that event just came once in a while. Imagine that we have that kind of event twice in a week. People will not be shouting, "Ah, there's no money, there's no..." When you are doing, okay, look at,
Imagine we had a functional airport.
that's another thing. I think
Massive revenue.
Airport is coming
I
now.
think
Right?
I think that's another thing, because most players may not want to. If
Go
we
by
have
road.
a functional airport and the state of our stadium is
It's good.
good. You see, even some national continental football, they will bring it to
If we have
Kogi.
a 25,000 capacity stadium that is functional and in good shape, it will attract different investors.
Well, when it comes to the Confluence Stadium, there are a lot of issues.
Hmm.
There have been a lot of promises, and I think a lot of paperwork are still ongoing. I'm not
Paperwork.
part. The paperwork are still going on how to maybe remodel or fix whatever is wrong there. Recently, the State Ministry of Youth and Sport organized a sports summit.
The first.
Yeah, the very first one, which
Yes.
was a very credible effort.
It shows that
And,
the government has
Something like
something.
And when you look at the caliber of stakeholders that were there, I believe strongly that the report that will come forth from that summit,
you implement.
that must have been submitted to the governor by now,
Yes.
should go a long way in solving some of these problems.
If
Problems.
implemented.
Coupled with the fact that when the incumbent governor was coming in, one of the campaign promises was sports development.
Yes.
Okay? So I believe they have a missing point, the report from the summit and the governor's campaign promises. I believe by the time they're able to blend it well,
Synergize.
we will have cause to smile across the sector. However, sport has gone beyond government.
Yes.
Mm.
It has gone beyond government. You know, we're talking about schools. We're not talking about government schools alone. We're talking about private schools as well. Higher institutions. We have so many higher institutions today. What are they committing into sports? What are they committing into sports? Okay? Do they have a field for football? Do they have a field for rugby? Do they have a field or facilities for indoor games?
Volleyball.
You understand? Even athletics
Basketball.
and the like. Yeah, some of them have. I'm aware. We have KSU Steelers in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They've won some competitions in the past, or maybe in recent times. They've won. I'm aware of that. But others should emulate that too. I'm not sure all of them have that, and I'm not sure if what they have invested into football They have invested into all their sporting activities.
Not at all.
But the major issue I think we should look at in Kogi State should go beyond the state government. We have to first drive it down to the local government and also look at ways to bring in the private sector. And the first thing I want them to look at, instead of duplicating competitions here and there are competitions going on everywhere, especially football. Okay? Diversify from football. Let's have marathon events in Kogi. Let's have cycling or bicycle race or whatever, as local as it may be. You get the issue now. Engage young people in chess and Scrabble competitions
Scrabble,
across, table tennis
tennis.
competitions, interlocal government, senatorial district by senatorial district competition, then bring to the state level. Then even within your local government, maybe inter-ward. Okay, there's no local government that has less than 10 wards.
It's a
In
word.
communities,
world.
you have
Local,
quarters by quarters,
tournament.
some
So-
people clan by clan.
Oh yes. So let's
Clan
look.
by clan.
Yes.
So let's look more at local governments, even starting with facilities. When you start with it, and private sector looks at
They'll key into it.
how people are embracing it within your local area, they can easily come in with their resources and join you. Then let community associations too begin to develop prototype of stadium they want within their. At least the local government should have every local government should have a stadium.
Yes.
Let me tell you the truth. You can fact check this anywhere. Most of the stars you find anywhere in the world in sport, while they were growing up at the tender age, they had a good sporting facility within their proximity, within short distance of where they were staying,
Yes.
and where they were living.
It's
Either
easier
table
for them
tennis,
to walk
athletic.
in.
Oh yes, just strolling without extra cost
No
of
stress.
transportation, no stress per se. Just moving Saturdays, even Monday mornings when during break. You're in school, yes. And to make matters good now, you have football academies. Football academies means you are still going to school as if you are going to GS1, 2, 3, SS1, 2, 3.
You take that as a leisure.
Oh yeah, no, not leisure. It's combined. But that special focus on football. They train you. I've watched them. I've seen natural talents and I've seen groomed talents.
Talent.
When you see groomed talent play, you will see difference, sharp difference. Those are that pass through academic. When you see academic products on the field, you know they are academic products. Trust me. Compared to the guys that have just been playing on the street. It's good. It's inborn. It's not talents are inborn. Natural talent.
Yeah.
But you always see deficiencies. And you see some level of finance when it comes to that. Because when you pass through football academy at times, by the time you are graduating, you might decide, okay, I don't want to even pursue football again. I sit down for my O levels and go to the university to study something else. And the field is open. Study medicine, maybe at the end of the day, you come back into sport medicine. There's room for that. Okay?
The place of women in sports, I think women should be given more priority, considering the fact that Confluence Queens, they've topped the chart, top 6 at the national
Nigeria,
level consistently. I think recently I've heard them talk about the fact that there are things they don't have. They don't have their bosses
A good,
are not in
vehicle,
good
yes.
shape. Then aside from that, if the Ministry of Sport can put in more effort to bring in out more potentials,
Women, right?
Yes, women advocate for women, not just in football, but other
sports.
other sports and activities
Yeah.
in the state.
Yeah,
Because if the women are topping the chart in football, you can imagine what they would
It's
do.
not as if they're topping the chart. What happened is that since Kogilata has been the male team, state-owned male team, has been established, they've never even qualified for Premier League,
Yeah, you're saying they're not topping the chart.
right? But the Confluence Queen has consistently, back to back,
You
season after
said
season,
it's not as if
right?
they are topping the chart. Give us our flower.
No, it's not as if they have been winning the Women Premier League per se,
But we're there.
but they have been
Top
shining.
6.
Yeah,
Top
the
6.
last top 6, they were
They have
there.
been
Super
doing-
6,
they have
Super
been doing
6.
well. Super 6, yes.
Super 6,
They have been
yeah,
doing
they
well.
have been playing consistently. They have shown out players who have been playing abroad. Some of the girls have left Confluence Queen to play in very good clubs in Europe, outside Nigeria, and it's been fantastic. Well, there's no duplication of that effort. When you go to all local governments now, we keep mentioning different clubs, right? Kogi Pillars in Adabi. Okay, there was even a local government chairman 10 years ago who took the team out to Europe for trials and competition. Some of them were lucky. Maybe some of them came back, but I think they have that. They had that experience. Local government chairmen have done some things in time past. When that United was active, it was the local government. So it's not. We're not
So they
asking
have
the local
more
government to
a
do.
part to play.
Yeah, now that they have autonomy, um, we're not asking them to do what has not been done.
Do more
We're just asking them to look into the past, look at
and do
what
more.
others have done, do it, but do it differently
Mm.
and expand it. Not just okay, I'm from Ida United, it's okay for me. Why not go to other parts of the local government and see how you can set up smaller football pitches? Those boys they don't have good pitches to play all across Kogi. They play on very rough pitches.
If you
Can
That
if
affect
can
you
their
that
legs.
can
if
even
you
affect their
train
legs.
if you train on the local pitches that we have here in Kogi, and maybe you enter Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja to play, you need extra months before you be able to master that kind of pitch. You understand?
That's it. Your
So
legs are not even gone
Destroyed.
before.
so you see,
Yeah.
one thing about sport is that you start from the scratch
Yeah.
And grow
and grow
into it.
into it.
Mm.
You see, if we don't get it right
From the scratch.
from grassroots sports
Foundation.
development, if we don't get it right, we can't get it right up there. Even in the state level, we can't get it right. Nationally, we can't get it right. If we want to take our rightful place in sports activities in Nigeria, we must start from the grassroots. Thank God we have elected chairmen now. Thank God there's local government autonomy.
Autonomy.
Yes, this is the right time to invest in
sporting
sports
activities.
development. We must invest in it. And we want to beg our governor. We know he has good plans for Kogi State. The reports of the maiden sports summit in Kogi State.
Please be implemented.
Please, His Excellency, implement this and follow it up. I know the Commissioner of Youth and Sports, he has been doing a lot of things. For him to host the maiden sports summit in Kogi State means that he has good intention for sports in Kogi State. So, and government must invest money in sporting activities. We must develop our facilities. And there are some people that, like recently, Okwe, you are aware, you met somebody that is into rugby football.
A national coach.
Yes, a national coach for that matter. She came to one of the local government, one of the communities in Kogi West to train people. But now, recently she was in Rwanda. She can't come and stay in Kogi. We need to develop like the sport council. Let government declare state of emergency on Kogi State Sport Council. Employ more coaches.
Yeah. And motivate your athletes.
And motivate your athletes. In our schools, primary, secondary schools, even in the universities, one thing I know about coaches is that apart from training you in that field, it's either in football, in volleyball, in tennis, in anything, they will also mentor you. There was a lady when I was in secondary school, some of this country race, this 500 meters race, although she can do it perfectly. But right now, as I'm talking to you, she's running a restaurant.
Well, those ones are twists of life. You know, you can't take that away.
Twist of fate.
A twist of fate, rather now. But like I said, my own appeal is not just limited to the government, state government. I'm appealing to the local government. Within your own area, let's have solid, modern sporting facilities that people within the local area can easily access. Then our own indigenous, our people,
Private individuals,
home and abroad,
should key into it.
Key into it. Yeah, we need event centers, we need hotels, we need more schools. Even though most of the schools now they have fewer pupils than the number of chairs and desks there. No, that's the truth, especially in the rural areas. Let's begin to look at other things. Over the years, we've concentrated on health, education. Let's begin to think about sports. Because a lot has gone wrong.
A lot has changed.
Actually, from beginning, a lot has gone wrong from beginning. but it kept on deteriorating over the
The
years.
management
The management of the stadium, we have a lot of illegal occupants.
in the stadium,
Yes, in the stadium.
vandalization
If you
going on
drive
in the
around the stadium
stadium.
towards the back, once you see some of these spaces with windows that were created for some indoor games, and you
Activities.
begin to see newspaper being pasted on the window, somebody is living there. You can quote me wrong, visit there and come back and quote me wrong. The indoor sport hall, few years
Before,
after it was
before, before,
commissioned,
before you go to the indoor sports,
yeah,
there are churches.
yes, yes, absolutely
There are
around.
churches.
Around there.
In
No, using the facilities. You see, the main bowl of that type of stadium is not something, a place where you use every day.
Okay.
It should be a reserved place with well-guarded maintenance system put in place. I heard that the original plan and design for the stadium, you're supposed to have training pitches, like 220 pitches within the
The
facility, but
stadium.
Yes.
outside the main bowl.
bowl of the
So that even
stadium.
the state-owned club side that use that place for their own matches,
Training.
they train, they use the training pitches.
Yeah,
Differently from
Confluence
Yes,
Queen.
differently from
Confluence
this.
Queen can use
because they,
one.
they train like 2 times a day.
Yes, morning
While
and
you are
evening.
waking up, they are already going there for training.
Training.
In the evening,
Oh, you're
they are
They're
coming
going
there
back
there
from
again for
again.
training.
office.
And every time, a daily, you use the membo. So you don't expect it to last
So
the
it
way
be the
other
same.
membo
Yeah,
last. So if it's not just about refixing
The pitch.
the main the membo,
Okay.
the pitch is bad.
Terrible.
The actual 12 need to be removed totally. That is the truth. Remove it, then other removation should be minor. Okay, but before you do that and allow them to come back to start playing there, you need to develop the training pitches
For them to
for them
use.
to use. Yeah,
Then the management should be put in place. Proper
and,
management
yeah. I remember
is
I
key.
learned some persons were complaining that there should have been sprinklers for water. Okay, especially with the temperature in local
In
and
area,
COVID.
we have
yes,
sprinkler, but it was never supplied. But even if the government was supplying, the state government should find a way of fixing that on their own
Mm.
through the sports ministry or the sports council.
That's that.
So, and when you look at the issue of sports council too, there the information I gathered from the summit, the sports summit we are talking about,
yeah.
that we're talking about the recommendation or the report that must have been sent to the governor by now. The sports council is crying out. They don't have enough coaches again.
No
At all.
coaches.
Yes, they don't have. They will also have issues with athletes that are not well motivated. Over the years, not about this current administration, over the years, there's been a nature, a culture
Hmm.
in Kogi,
Kogi.
such that these coaches will still go ahead and groom these athletes. But when we're approaching National Sports Festival,
They moved them out.
they move to other states
That will
They're
pay
more
that,
more.
will-
lucrative.
That
that,
will
that are
pay
more
more.
lucrative. Yeah, they're more
Lucrative.
lucrative. And they win medals for them.
Yes.
Mm.
And Kogu will just
Instead of
go
using
and
ours.
you now begin to see we that were just the bystanders, onlookers or spectators, we now be condemning government. Now look at better look at other states.
Winning.
They are winning, they are going home with so and so gold medal, bronze, silver, and we are just coming home with 2 bronze medal. You know, all the medals being won, contested for and
Motivate
won.
the coaches.
So but the
We
truth of the
need
matter
more.
is that we have a lot of athletes that are good. But during such competition, they move to more look to greener pastures. The
Greener
jackpot
pastures.
to other states. You understand my point? So we need to create a system that
That
motivates.
accommodates them
Yeah.
and motivates them.